Evening, guys.
Good evening.
How's it all going? Yes.
Yeah, I'm really good.
Thanks for joining us. Finally, I'm back. I'm back after a long, well, it feels like an eternity, actually. It feels about 5 or 6 weeks. But, yeah, finally great to be back in the live stream for sure, because I do miss them, like you all know, and stuff. And obviously with my work, it's just an issue. So, well, yeah, great to be back. I'm just waiting on Jay. Oh, talk about Jay. It's turned up, and here's the man.
Hello, mate. Where am I here, Kat?
Do you want to change, Steve? Do you want to change the screen?
What's this here, Steve? Like,
there we go.
Why am I so blue? why am I so blue now? What's going on?
You look like you're in a Smurf advert or something.
I don't know what's going on here. I'm using my usual self, and I'm like completely blued out. I don't know what's going on.
How's it going?
Yeah, well, I've had bad days.
Yeah. I was just saying it's great. It's great to be back after what seems like an eternity. You know what I mean?
Hey.
I do miss them when I'm working. You know what I mean? But obviously,
it's lovely to have you. It's lovely to have you back, mate. To be honest, we've missed you.
Yeah, we have.
But yeah, I'm calling you the lesser spotted Mogsy now. You're quite hard to find. You're a collector's item.
What's the value?
What's that, mate?
How much am I worth? What's my value?
Oh, you're a shiny. If you were a football sticker, mate, you're a shiny. You're hard to get.
It's shiny. what, like a 92 or a 93 overall?
Yeah, definitely a shiny. Classic. 96 was the best. Euros 96. That's me. Childhood memories.
Absolutely.
Blue movies. It probably pays better than this live stream does, I'll tell you that.
Here we go, straight on to money.
I know. Yeah. There's no payment here, there's no sponsorship. Do it for the good of my heart, this. Absolutely.
So we're 3 minutes in and we've got a comment on a Pikachu already.
Oh, who's stirring it, Steve? Who's stirring it?
Who do you think?
2 minutes in and we're already on the Pikachu moment, right?
You can be Joshua, mate. I'll be Usyk on this one, yeah.
no one wants to be Joshua at the moment, do they?
I know. Hey, you went to watch it live, didn't you, Paul?
I did. It was. Although I wanted Joshua to win, I really enjoyed it because the other guy just totally outboxed him. It was a great evening as well. To be fair, it was a really good atmosphere and a really good crack.
Yeah, I was really jealous. I wish you took me along.
Next time. As you know, my son works for Spurs, so we in the media team, so he's able to get not cheap tickets, but he's able to get tickets for things that don't go. So it's quite.
If Fury and Joshua ever fight at the Tottenham Hotspur's ground, just remember I'm a good reefing friend.
I'd have to beg me son for some tickets. I'm not too sure about getting anything else, but yeah.
I know, they'll be like hen's teeth, won't they? I don't know where that saying comes from, but I've heard it somewhere. What's Black Pearl Reef saying there? What was he on about with the? What was he on about there?
What's that?
Black Pearl Reef. What did he put? More chance see most. The Pikachu.
You're probably right, actually.
They're rare. It's still growing out. It's still growing out. The signature frags. He needs it settling. You know what it's like. I respect what he does.
So Jay, when you went there, did you actually see the Pikachu? Because I don't remember seeing it in the video unless I missed it.
It was on the video, but it was there. Yeah. I didn't put it on the video because I didn't want to show Steve what it'd be.
Right, you didn't want to show it off.
Yeah,
you didn't want to show it off, so everyone will say, "I had the Pikachu."
Well, you know what it's like. You know that Rainbow Chalice day, and we were like racing for the Rainbow Chalice, weren't we?
Yeah.
You know, it's
You know what? It's just with Acropora, it's just one of those things. It's just a waiting game for that to grow. You know what I mean? With something like that not rare. I'm not going to say it's rare, but uncommon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just so. Why do you think they're so uncommon? It's because they're so slow growing and things like that. You know what I mean? They just take forever to grow. You know what I mean? So, but you know what? I'm willing to wait and get a nice piece, and that's it. You know what I mean? But when
You might be waiting a while, mate.
I'm sure. Hey, I'm sure, mate, it's going to grow into a nice colony in 10 years.
Yeah. So, Steve, have you got room for any more coral? Because when looking at your video, you're absolutely stacked and racked with coral.
Well, I've not got any more coral, but I've got some in mind for tomorrow. Also, I've got my budget. So, but I was watching. Who was I watching last night? And I seen it. Oh, I'll tell you who it was. It was Nanotank Reefer. I watched his latest video, and where he added, some
some branches pieces, didn't they? Yeah.
And I seen like the little tiny pieces, and I thought, you know what a good idea. Rather than putting one piece, because I don't use putty in my tank yet, or I haven't done. I only use the glue. So I thought to myself, you know what? I can't stick a big piece of rock in my tank, to extend it. But that idea, what he did was where he got like little tiny, like 1.5 inch pieces, and he just stuck them on like a jigsaw puzzle sort of thing. And I thought, what a great idea! And then he put the putty on top of it to set it. So I thought, that is what I'm going to do on the scape in mine, on the newest side of it, and I'm just going to extend some pieces out of it. You see, and then obviously put some acropora, but I'm going to extend it so it's like a U-shaped sort of thing, so it's as if it's coming outwards. I think it's going to look really good. So I use the Carib Sea Life Rock. Now it's each to their own. People say it's good, people say they don't use it, etc. So, but for me, I've never had an issue. I've used it before, and I've never had a problem with the Carib Sea. So I'm gonna look. I'm sure Dom does it at his place at Cracknell tomorrow. So I'm going to go there, obviously, and I'm going to hopefully see a few little pieces and then buy that, and I'm going to try that out, and then maybe get some putty and try. What's that putty that you use, Jay?
I don't think it'll hold it. I don't know if it's strong enough to hold that aqua. Because basically you want a peninsula bit of rock, don't you, sticking out?
Yeah.
I'll show you what it is.
It's only going to be like 1 or 2 inch pieces.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You can always get a longer piece of branching rock and just cut it up, can't you? Because you pay by the weight usually for that stuff. Yeah, so you can just get one piece. It doesn't. You can get real reef rock or anything, couldn't you? Really?
Oh, that's it. Yeah, the coral gum. Yeah,
it is good, but I don't know if it'll hold a whole bit of scape. So it's just your two-part resin.
Yeah,
you mix it.
Basically 2-part. Yeah.
Yeah, and it sticks the coal frags really well, but I don't know if it'll hold a big, heavy piece of rock, to be honest.
Can you put that under the water, or does it set under the water?
Yeah, it sets outside and inside, and then there's no contaminants or anything. Just like there's nothing added to the water, so it's good stuff. It's really good. I've been using it to put frags down or to put corals down, not to hold like aquascape.
How quickly set, Jay? Because you could always let it set for
a minute.
Oh, right. So it's pretty quick. I was going to say, some of them you let sit outside the water until they go a bit firm. I do that to DD Aquascape. So I let it go firm for about 30 minutes, and then I use it. And that way it doesn't disintegrate either and create all crap in your tank.
Yeah. I don't think this is for... It doesn't say anything about aquascaping on it. I think this is for corals, mate.
I have seen the... obviously, I use the Aquaforest products, as we all know and stuff. So I've seen the Aquaforest cement. You know, the Aquaforest cement. And it looks really, really good, actually. But the only time I've really ever seen it is it done on the outside of the tank. So I've not really seen any of it being done on the inside. You know what I mean? So molded. Yeah. Now, last time I used it, it sent my... Not that product, obviously, another one. And it sent my skimmer crazy for like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Yeah. It just went mad. And I just... No matter what I did, I raised the skimmer. So it was literally... The actual Venturi was only about 1.5 inches below the surface. And it was still skimming like mad. So in the end, I had to do like 4 massive water changes and take out whatever it was in the water. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then over time, the skimmer, I had to hire the skimmer up and then drop it over time. Yeah. And ever since that day, I said, I'm not using any putty under the water because it was just insane. I hated it. So, but that was like over 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. So as we've evolved, it seems to be a lot better. I don't seem to be hearing a lot of people saying it sends the skimmers mad and this, that, and the other. Or maybe I've done it wrong. I don't know. Maybe I did it wrong.
Why don't you just do the same? Why don't you just do the same as Nanotech Refit? It worked, and then he sprinkled the rock on. I think you're not going to get a better finish than that. It was a really good finish.
He glued it.
So how did he do it?
Well, he had the little three like 1 inch, 2 inch pieces. Yeah.
Yeah.
What he did was he used a load of glue, and he stuck the little tiny pieces in the shape of what he wanted it, so he could adjust it, with the glue. Yeah. Once he found out like exactly where he wanted it, then he got some putter. I should ask you actually what putter he did use. He just pressed it in the crack, where it was, just to hold it in place then, and did it that way. But what he did, he used the glue to set it first to make sure he got the right shape, which I thought was a great idea, really.
Yeah.
But I don't think, like, obviously if you was just using glue, I don't think it would set properly, because if you put corals on it, over time as they get heavier,
it holds some weight. What I've done before, when I've put some corals at an angle, is I've used putty and I use glue, and then I've used the kind of big tweezers as a support. So I've kind of wedged it. So it's been at that angle, wedged that to the sand bed, and just let it set for a few hours, and it's been fine. So the putty has been fine with glue, and I've let the putty set on the outside. It's just when it's something like that, you just need something to support it, don't you? So you could try that. I don't know if you've got anything that could basically support underneath it.
Yeah.
And knock it off. That then until it actually sets. Because what I found with the re-cement, I've used Nios cement underwater before, and what a mess it made, and it made the skimmer go mad as well. And it goes off really quick, but I just couldn't do it quick enough. So when I've done small pieces like that, I've used putty and glue. And supported
what I've got is I've got some acrylic rod, So what I was thinking was doing was I've got them, my mushroom basket, So I thought to myself, turn the mushroom basket upside down and use the acrylic rods to hold it up, like a bridge sort of thing, and hold it up that place. And just use basically tons of glue as opposed to the thing, and then just stick it where they want it to go, and then obviously let the basket and the rods just hold it there for as long as it takes for it to set. So that's what I did think. But then I thought, it's a lot of faffing about in one sense, to stick to rock. But then when I seen that yesterday, I thought, what a good idea that is. Break them up in tiny pieces and apply them smaller pieces as opposed to one huge piece. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So definitely going to take that into.
I love his channel. I absolutely love his channel. But you just know, if it was shot in real time, all the issues that you have, he'll have knocked some corals off, scared the fish, it'd have dropped down about 6 times. We've all been there, haven't we? We all do it. And all the swearing and the bleeping, but finally, once you persevere, you get something as good as what he's got. But, I'd love to see the live video of you doing it, Steve. That'd be a good watch.
No, you wouldn't. Hey, it'd have to be censored and it'd have to be watched off the 9 o'clock or something. You know what I mean?
But YouTube, it just shows you the edited version, not with the swear words and knocking everything off and all the water getting everywhere.
The mess on the floor and everything else.
All you'll be hearing is bleep, bleep.
You can do it as a silent movie, but we'd still know what your reaction is.
That's it. Yeah. It'd be a good watch. It would be a good watch. Yeah. But his channel's awesome.
Paul UK Reefers put the D&D Coraline coloured putter. I don't think I've seen
that's the one I use. It comes in 2 different colours. So it comes in purple. It's the 2-part, and also there's a kind of greyish colour as well that you can use. So I've used.
Well, that's the one together.
Yes, that's the one I said. I usually let it set outside of the water first for about 30-40 minutes. Because if I use it straight away in water, I usually find it's too soft. I don't know what Paul UK Reefers you find. Do you put it in the water straight away, or do you let it set a little bit?
Yeah. Julie's let me just go back up to that one then. Yeah, Julie was saying there that she uses that one as well. So let us know if you actually use it inside the tank or whether you use it on the outside. If it's on the outside, it's different, but I need to use it inside the tank really, because I can't pull a big rock out of my tank. It's impossible. You know what I mean? So we need to figure out some sort of one where it's going to be okay for me to put on the inside of the tank, not produce too much. I know people say it's when you mess about with it, when you just continue like messing it down and it lets it all go. Yeah, people say the less time you mold it, the better. You know what I mean? You just want to just stick it in and hold it, put it in place, and that's it. But let us know if you do it on the inside of your tank.
So Paul was saying he wets it first, then it sets so good. I must admit, I don't usually wet it first. I let it set first, but I suppose there's different ways. Because what he's saying is by making it wet, I suppose outside the tank, that helps it to set.
Who said that one, mate?
Paul UK Reefer. It's about 2 or 3 comments from the bottom.
Oh yeah.
So come down 7. That's it.
Wet it first, then it's set so good. Yeah, so you're basically getting it going, aren't you?
Let the setting process,
the agent, letting the agent go, sort of thing, yeah. Oh yeah, he's had to mention that, didn't you? Anybody who watched my last video, with the Asturinas with that and
that was a brilliant clip.
Stupid me. If you get one of them, make sure you switch the power heads off before you do it, because otherwise that basket won't be worth anything because it won't work.
No, you collected them all really carefully, and then you just
I collected them all that, and then I went across the power head like that, and they all blew out, and I'm like,
why did that happen?
Yeah, lads, come on, let's go. And it was like scarfing, like they're running from the police.
With escapes. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, they all went in the sand then, and I couldn't even find them.
So then they're multiplied by 3 or 4 now, wouldn't they?
We'll have to.
That was one of my favourite reefing clips of this week. That was genius.
So
I don't know why you didn't just start laughing.
So the tip for today is switch your power heads off if you get one of those baskets to take Asturias start. The only thing. It's not
Steve. He also found that if you turn off your return pump and then your sump goes up, that sometimes your skimmer overflows. Because that happened to me when I had the power failure and it just went all over the sump.
Right.
I don't know if anyone else finds that.
Michael Butler's put it just had a bit of a cloud, so I'm assuming that's when he put it in. I'm taking it.
Yeah.
Jay has been good so far, but it's early. He's also put.
Very good.
I've seen the thumbnail for that. So they were bouncing rocks off the floor and all kinds of things, weren't they? I think from what I've seen, but I haven't watched it yet.
I don't think I'm going to do that. Mrs. won't be happy with that.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I struggle to watch BI. I don't know why it is. I struggle to watch their channel. I don't know why.
You know we don't like in it sometimes. That right, it does my head in sometimes. That Ryan, he's just like his voice goes through me sometimes. When he repeats himself, and I'm like, you just said that 2 minutes ago. In the end, I'm like, I just can't listen to him. You know what I mean? But the ones that do love,
it looks like a sales advert all the time.
The ones that do love on him though is like when they do the the experiments and they do like or the food.
Yeah, that was good. That was.
I prefer them ones. Do you know what I mean? I like them ones. So,
I must admit, I think they've lost their authenticity a little bit. I don't know why. Whether it's because they've bought other things and stuff like that, but there's just I don't know. It's just taking the edge off of it a little bit. I don't know why, but just I don't know if I trust them as much as I used to, and so therefore I don't. It's just the last couple of months I just haven't watched anywhere near as much.
I haven't watched any in the last few months as well, Paul. I agree. I think going back to the experiments, like Steve said, when they did the light testing and things like that, and they did one on Vibrant and things, it was really good. But now it just feels a bit like a shopping channel. It feels like you've been sold stuff rather than you just chatting about reefing.
Remember the old time, the old like I'm probably talking maybe 2 years ago or something when they did the four tanks and they did so they did one like with a refugee. They did one and they put the same corals in at the same time,
same rocks, same size, but they did it 3 different methods, didn't they? They blacked out one of the tanks for startup. They put it all in straight away, and then there was another method I mean, it's always been a sales channel. When you go back years, it is, but it just seems more in your face now and more prominent, I think, than it was. It was a little bit more subtle than it is now. I mean, when I first started, there's some really good videos about how to start up a tank, and they used an innovative marine tank, and that one's got like hundreds of thousands of views. And for me, that was brilliant at the time. And the 52 weeks of reefing, I think it's probably the best set of videos, arguably, I've seen on YouTube as to help, because then it probably was some sales stuff in it, but it didn't feel like it at the time. But now it just feels like the shopping channel, like you say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit like QVC now. If you watch,
it feels like it feels like buy this, buy that, and I'm like,
yeah. I mean, I watched the. In fact, they actually mentioned me on it. You know, on the Aquaforest part, they did. They mentioned me on it, and I was on it, and I fingered it, and they was like saying, and they didn't even have a clue of like they thought you put like the MP Pro and you put the BioS in. Basically, they thought it was like a food. Do you know what I mean? Until it was, and I went, oh no, it's not a food. It's like a bacteria. So like when you do water changes, or it breaks down, like the BioS breaks down the ammonia, nitrates and stuff, and the BioS gives extra bacteria to the tank. Do you know what I mean? And then he was like, oh, fantastic, yeah, Muggsy's put this, and I was like, oh, fair play. You might listen to me a bit, and then the following thing, there was on me Instagram, and they liked something I posted on the Instagram. I was like, hey, look at it.
You made it.
Like, great.
Well, I respect everything that you've done. Your tank looks ace, mate, to be fair. It looks really good.
I appreciate it, mate, yeah. You know what?
They should acknowledge how good it is. It is a really good tank. And I don't see many people run Aquaforest, but they should, because there's a lot of success there, I think.
You get a few, but it's not as popular as some of the others. Or maybe it just doesn't get as promoted as much as other stuff that you see. So it could be that, Stay.
Yeah, well, they've only just gone over to America, haven't they? You know, the Aquaforest.
Right, okay.
Oh, have they? Right, so it's fairly new.
It's totally new. So I think they're like the first distributors from them. Do you know what I mean? So they were doing like a segment. It was like 2 hours, I think, a segment of like all the products from. Well, everything that they do, from the salt, from the 1, 2, 3 plus, everything they do, they did the whole lot. It was interesting actually, you know, watching them make a laugh of it and a joke, because they didn't even have a clue. They were just reading off the back, you know what I mean, what it was. So it was interesting for sure. But like you said, I think when the Americans get into it, because they, you know what they're like, they love it. They love trying things and they love experimenting and stuff like that. And once they start to see like the results, you know what I mean, I think they'll just take off. Aquaforest will be even bigger than they already are. You know what I mean? In my opinion, anyway. You know what I mean? Everybody will go onto it. But it's like if you stick to something and your tank looks good and it's doing good, then you tend to stay with it. A lot of people don't want to change. They don't want to say, oh, you know what, I'll change because it might do this to my tank. So, and I was the same, because I was on Red Sea and I was like, I don't know if to risk it. I've got a few, few £100 worth of coral here. I don't want to, but I did it, and it was the best thing I did. So sometimes it does work out for you. Sometimes it doesn't. So
yeah, I must admit, I haven't changed that. As I said before, that tank is still running off of Red Sea powders and the no pot since day one, and I have no intention of changing it until I actually close it down.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see.
What's he say there? I don't even know what I was.
I don't sell ironing boards.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I like Fragbox TV. I think that's probably one of my favourite channels at the moment. The Canadian channel. Yeah. It's just had a shipment of Indonesian corals, and they are stunning. There's some stunners there.
Yeah.
Really nice corals. I like the channel. It's just a bit more relaxed and more about. He's lost something. I've lost a lot of things, mate, to be honest. Losing the plot. Hopefully they'll get lost tomorrow. Hopefully where is it? It's in Blackburn. I ain't even look where it is. It's in Blackburn.
Blackburn. It's near Blackburn, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, it's not in Blackburn. It's going towards Blackburn. Yeah. Yeah. If any of you are going to Kraken tomorrow, Kraken Corals, we're all going. We're all think that's why.
Yeah, there's no in the chat.
He's not on the channel because he's made his way down from.
He's in Manchester. Is he in Manchester tonight?
Yeah.
He's in, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in Manchester.
Oh, is he there? Is he Ross now?
Yeah,
I think he's there now. Yeah, so
I'm assuming he's there because we saw the pictures earlier on and he's on his way. So I'm assuming it's he's there by now.
He'll be on the chase already.
Yeah. I love seeing Remy from Bahama Llama. Yeah, that's really good. I love watching that Bahama Llama on BRS. I haven't seen anything on his show channel since, which is disappointing. Interesting. Some people, you know what? Some people just go off radar, don't they? You know,
have a break, don't they?
They have like other commitments, don't they? We do this as a, well, I do anyway. I do this as just like basically like a journal, you know, to see my tank.
Yeah, that's what it's saying.
Where I've come from, you know what I mean? And like from when my tank was and from where it is now. So this is what this is all like the reason why I do it really. But obviously, if I can help people along the way by my mistakes, then you know what I mean? I think that's great. You know what I mean?
It's good to look back and see how the tank's gone over the last number of years because you kind of forget what it was like a year, 2, 3, 4 years ago, however long your tank's been going. So it's quite nice to look back.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do a vlog, Michael, tomorrow. So I'm gonna try and film as much as I can, and then well, it's not me. The missus is coming, so she's gonna film as much of it, and I can just enjoy the day. And then
copyright material, mate. Copyright material.
Copyright. I've already asked permission. I've asked permission for Dom to film the shop. There you go. I'm in. Camera on. We're rolling. But the thing is, right, I'm going to meet people who are going to come up to you and say, hello, you're right. Unless they use like their Instagram name, I'm not going to know who they are.
No. You want stickers, didn't you, on the Instagram name? And you, oh, yeah, I know who you are. Yeah.
So like Michael Butler, well, obviously that's a bit easier, isn't it? But let's just like Black Pearl Reef. If he comes up with a normal name, I'll have a clue who he is.
Well, as soon as he starts ripping you, Joe, you'll know it's him.
Well, that is true. Yeah. If I'm stood next to him for more than a minute and he's not taking the pee out of me, then I'll. That's it. Sunday, I'm busy with football tomorrow. Oh no, I'm not seeing Paul.
You know what? I might call up on the Sunday. Might call up on the Sunday. See you. You know, I'm gonna obviously go in tomorrow, but I might call up on Sunday and just you know, for an hour or so too, because there might be people that goes on Sunday that doesn't go Saturday. So yeah, I'll probably go with Paul anyway.
Because I'm going Saturday, you're going Saturday, Jay, aren't you? And then Ross is both days.
Are you going to split the budget then, Steve? You're going to have like half your money for Saturday and half your money for Sunday?
It depends what city. You know what I mean?
He's going to spend it the first hour, you will.
I'll have to have a contingency fund in case I go over.
Wonder if Ross will try and get a hell freaky fire whilst in Manchester.
Yeah. If any of you don't know, Ross lost his Hellfriche firefish. That's it. I think that's how you pronounce it. You know what I mean? Yeah. He
a better job than me at pronouncing it. Yeah.
It's gutting because obviously whenever we lose something in a tank, it's gutting. You know what I mean? But especially something like that, a fish like that, because they're beautiful fish, aren't they? You know what I mean? So, and obviously expensive. It's not one of those ones that's cost 15 quid or something. You know what I mean? It's a lot of money in it. It's a
rare fish, wasn't it? That.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hard to get actually, aren't they?
Well.
You know what I mean? But obviously, I'm sure he'll get down to the bottom of it. What it is, I think he was doing. He did a big water change, didn't he, today?
Yeah, and I think he's going to do an ICP. But the problem is sometimes fish just die. I mean, we was talking about it. It could have been an adult fish that's quite old. And it's just its time. You just don't know. Obviously, if you get a juvenile, then you know roughly how old it's going to be. But it could be. I mean, I've got no idea how long that fish would survive for, and it could be just he's unlucky. He's got an older fish, and it's just that time.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what it could be, mate. Yeah. You see, that's the thing with fishing. You don't exactly like I said. You don't know the age of them. So when people panic in it of looking at a fish and go, it's dead, and I only bought it 2 days ago. You know what I mean? You're like, yeah, but that fish shop might have had it for X amount of months. Yeah, you don't know where it's come from. It might be if it was from the sea, say for instance. How old do you know? How old do you think it could be? It could be any age. Do you know what I mean? You don't know, do you? So
yeah,
you know, it doesn't have a great. It doesn't have a grey beard and a grey wig, does it? You know what I mean?
It moves with a stick and all that. You just don't know, do you?
It's a fish in it. It's just you're never going to know. So, but it is like you said, it is still gutting though. You know what I mean? Like when some of my fish that died, I'm like gutted. You know what I mean? And I thought, I'm like, oh, when they jumped out, the thing that pees me off the most is when it's avoidable. So when, for instance, it's my mistake because I've not put a lid on it, or it jumps out, you know what I mean? Then I blame myself because I think, well, you know what? That fish could have jumped out, yeah, but it wouldn't have jumped out if I had a net on it. But then again, my other 2 clownfish both jumped out of my tank when I had the net on it. On the
I better say, you had some Houdinis, didn't you? Because you had the smallest gap, and you still had a couple go through on the nano, didn't you?
I don't know how they do it. I think they actually look for that gap to jump out. They must do.
They must target the gap.
Yeah, they must target it because at the end of the day, why does it jump out at that point instead as opposed? Whereas if it was swimming the other side, it wouldn't be able to jump out. So they definitely must know where there's a gap. You know what I mean? Because
they have more credit than they get. They're smarter than the little on fish. I'm telling you.
There's a really good comment by Cott's Reef around trying to buy small fish.
Hey, he will see my missus tomorrow because she's going to be there. So I'll be keeping an eye out for him. Though I don't want any, whatever it is, disappearing off. I'll be keeping
Yeah, he always tries to buy small fish in the hope that they are young. Well, yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's good. That's good. Say for instance, say for instance, tangs. Say for argument's sake, tangs change as they get from when you look at like emperor tangs as juveniles. They look nothing like what they look like when they're fully grown. They're totally different, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, emperor tang. Well, the majority of tangs, other than yellow tangs, the majority of tangs always change as they get older. You know what I mean? But you know that they're going to grow big and stuff like that. But when you're looking at, like, say, for instance, like, say, the firefish or something, yeah? Like I've got in my tank, they're small anyway. Do you know what I mean? So I bought mine small, and I've only got the one left. As I'm looking now, I've only got the one left in the tank. But the other one I had, and it was like literally the same size, looked the same, it did everything the same, yeah, and yet that one died. And I'm like, how the hell has that one died? No fish attacked it, but it just died. Do you know what I mean? And yet this one is like a year on from the other one passing away, and it's still thriving. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
But you can tell by things like another fish. You can tell, obviously, clownfish. You can tell wrasse. You can usually tell if you've got a juvenile because, again, the colour. Yeah. But also, if you know a rough idea how big the fish will get or is supposed to be, that kind of gives you an idea. But those kind of fish you could get, because when I got wrasse, I go for the smaller ones as well.
No, he's not.
Bravo 20s on it.
To be fair, he's in Manchester, which is too close to be near my missus already. He's moving in. He's swooping in. She likes his voice, so he just has to talk to her. That's it.
So it says, Paul says, what time are you guys at Cracked tomorrow? Maybe I could come after football, I'm assuming.
It finishes at 6, doesn't it? So we could be there. I think we're all getting there fairly early. I mean, I'm aiming to get there for about midday-ish when it starts. Yeah. And as we said, it depends. I mean, if it's absolutely banged out and you can't move inside, then I'll probably go outside for a little while. And then if it's that all day, you must have seen what we see. Maybe stay till 6 or not. I mean, I've got a long journey. Mine's about 5 hours each way, and I'm doing it in a day because I'm out all day Sunday.
That's it. I'm probably getting there about 12, between there 12 and half past the sun, I think. So, yeah.
Have you got diesel where you are, Steve?
Yeah, I managed to fill my tank up, mate, thankfully. So, but it has been, I queued up for like an hour and a half to get diesel the other day. So, it was pretty bad. But I was saying to Paul before, I went past a few petrol stations today. Because Ross was worried about it, wasn't he? You know, he said,
so am I, because I'm going to have to fill up before I come home.
But, no, there's definitely petrol stations with fuel, mate, because I've driven past a few of them, and there wasn't even hardly any cars there, you know what I mean? And there was fuel. I always look at the pump to see if they've got the clips on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, with the run out or not.
Yeah, everything's fine, mate. So, you're good to go. You're good to go.
That's good news.
That's a good question.
If you had to say one food product, and only one, what would it be? Right.
Well, also the fish.
I'm assuming fish, but we could say what our favourite food is.
Yeah, I don't know. The way this channel goes, it could be anything.
It could be anything. You're right.
I like an Indian curry.
Yeah, same here. But if it's an Indian, it's the poppadoms. The poppadoms are my favourite of the dips.
Oh, no.
For the fish.
Right, I'll go and get mine.
Mine's a pizza anyway. I prefer a pizza.
Pizza, all right. I would go with, for fish food, the live brine shrimp once they've been washed. The fish seem to really like those. They're quite small, obviously quite meaty. They move around the tank, so the fish love them. But I would say Yorkshire brine shrimp, rinsed in RO on a bed of sand. Perfect. Did that sound like a Waitrose advert?
sounds like a Michelin star restaurant.
I know, yeah. Carefully cut the brine shrimp from Yorkshire. Dispense the brine shrimp.
Mine's probably going to be those frostbites. You know those frostbite copepods? I think
they're called first bite, not frostbite.
No, first bite.
That's the cold version.
Don't touch him, your fingers will drop off.
Well, the frostbite when they've been in the freezer.
They stick to his hands. The whole packet.
Why is this not coming out? Why is it like a slush puppy? You know what I mean?
Everybody tomorrow be like, Steve, why have you got no toes?
It was the copepods that done it to me.
It's a frostbite copepod.
I mean, Dom does sell them, doesn't he? So you could buy some more.
God, yes.
No, but well, whatever it is, frostbite, first bite, whichever one. Yeah.
We know the ones you mean.
I do like because I actually been spot feeding me actual, like my scholars and stuff. I actually turned the wave makers off so the food didn't go everywhere. But the moment I fed my scholar, all the scully polyps and everything all come out. So
yeah,
definitely, they love that sort of stuff. And the fish love it as well. So
yeah,
I think it's really good. It's a good product, that's for sure.
I use this product. It's really small,
small.
Yeah. So I find that all of the fish, especially when you get new fish and you're trying to get them onto pellets, they're really small pellets. And I just find all the fish like them. So they're like, obviously you can get different sizes, but it was recommended by the shop ages ago, and I've been using them ever since. I don't usually feed that much in terms of pellets, but from time to time I do, and they're pretty good.
Yeah.
And they last quite a lot.
Is it you keep that in the fridge? This is a promise.
No, it's not. It's not. It's just normal. It's just normal pellets, Jay.
Very good, Paul. Very good. I tried to sound like a Waitrose advert. Okay. That's a good question, that was, Paul.
What's that?
There's a good question by Paul. I like that. That was good. It's a good little bit of topic, that was. I don't know what everybody else thinks the best food. My sis is popular by the looks of it, I think.
My sis is probably the biggest, most popular one, because we all feed my sis, don't we? I feed my sis every day.
Yeah, so do I. I mix it up mysis or krill or brine shrimp and all different kind of ones I put in, but mostly it's mysis.
Yeah. Neil's
definitely good to mix it, isn't it?
Any experience with a jade wrasse? I'm picking one up tomorrow. You know what? I don't think I've ever seen one actually. I don't know. Do you, Paul?
Mm-hmm.
So I've heard I haven't had one before, but I heard they get fairly big and they can be quite boisterous as a wrasse.
Oh, okay.
But I've had that with other wrasse as well. So I've had wrasse that I thought would be okay, and they've been really boisterous and putting them with other wrasse, and then things have sorted themselves out. So I think it depends. But I know that I can't remember what they look like, but they're pretty. I mean, most wrasse look really nice anyway. To be fair, wrasse are one of my favourites.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm thinking of adding another wrasse. Do you reckon I could add another wrasse into my tank? Because I noticed. The other day, I noticed I've not seen any of the, those little Montiporo eating nudibranchs, yeah. And yet the other day, I could have swore I've seen a few of them on one of my red ones, and I was like, oh my God, because I've got my 6 line wrasse, so I think it's doing the job, yeah. But I don't know whether whether these are like eggs that have hatched, or what. And so I basically scrubbed them off it. But I'm a bit concerned that maybe I've still got some of them in my tank. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking, could I add another wrasse, like a leopard wrasse, not a leopard wrasse, like the lemon wrasse, the yellow ones.
Well, so like a pure yellow one, or you can get a silver belly, can't you? They're supposed to be
pure
really
yellow,
good.
the pure yellow ones,
right?
The pure yellow ones,
banana. Is it banana wrasse or
banana wrasse? The banana wrasse. So I'm thinking whether you could go with a 6 line. I don't know.
I think, I mean, I've fortunately touch wood, I've been okay with wrasse, but they can be really hit and miss in terms of the first. I think I usually find the first week is critical in terms of, do they dive into the sand and never see them again because they're not good travelers, are they? Also, it's a 6 line. 6 lines can have a habit of picking on new wrasse, but then you've got loads of fish in your tank, so there's lots of distraction, isn't there? It's an hard one to say, Steve, because people say, yeah, go and give it a go. But I don't think you'll ever know until you actually do it, because you just don't know how they're going to react. I mean, the good thing about a wrasse, they can hide pretty quickly. But the bad thing is you don't know where they're hidden and will you ever see it again. I mean, I've only ever lost one wrasse in the first week, and that went into the sand and I never saw it again. But touch wood, every other wrasse has been really, I've been fine. That's with peacocks and Richmond wrasse. Silver belly, those kind of ones, because some people have a real problem with peacock wrasse, but touch wood, I've been okay. I mean, I've got 3 in this tank at the moment.
They get big, those peacock wrasses, don't they?
No, mine's about 2-3 inches. The biggest fish I've got in the tank at the moment is a Richmond wrasse, and that's grown to about 4.5 inches. Actually, lengthwise, it's bigger than the yellow tank. I didn't anticipate it getting that big, but the good thing is it's pretty timid, so it's not aggressive at all. Oh,
the yellow chorus wrasse. This is the one that I was looking at. This one, because I wonder, because reading up on them, I thought they say that like basically they just like munch on like nudibranch, like any bugs and nudibranch. So I'm hopeful maybe that I could add one of them into my tank.
Yeah. Did it say anything about how peaceful they are? Because some wrasse can get a little bit aggressive. So if it's going in and it can hold its own, then it might well be okay. It's more the 6 line wrasse that I'd be concerned about with another wrasse. So you probably get one that's got completely different coloration, which obviously a chorus wrasse has.
Oh, like chorus wrasse is nice.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
That is really nice. Yeah,
that's what I mean. They do look good actually. But like I said, do they? I mean, I've not done tons of things. I basically tons of research. I just briefly looked at it. Now, but the only thing with them is they know that they grow quite big.
It says 5 inches, but then that's not much different. Probably, how big is your tang?
350. Oh, remember though, it's like, like since I took that tang out, I tested with water parameters, and I took that big tang out. Now we all know what tangs are like. They're like hippos, aren't they? From the backside, So they just like to waste a lot, you know what I mean? Yeah, a hell of a lot of stuff that comes out of them, which obviously in turn produces nutrients and stuff like that. I tested my tank because on my last video, what I did was I did my nitrate test. Now, if you watch it, I didn't press and hold the button in. I basically pressed it a little bit and it read it straight away. Now I should have pressed it and held it for 7 minutes. I didn't. So what I did was I tested it today, and it's only coming back at 1.5 ppm. That's all I've got in the tank of nitrates. So that's super low for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. I need to. I like about 7 or 8. ppm in my tank. So
are you putting that down to the big tang and the waste that you don't? Because I had that when I took my 2 tangs out. My no-pox dosage I cut in half when I took out a vampire and a regal tang. It's so messy. There's
no doubt in my mind is that it's got something to do with taking that wrasse out, because at the end of the day, when I've always tested it, it looks, oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah. You haven't got any, mate, for tomorrow.
You haven't?
Sorry, out of stock. It's a beautiful fish.
Yeah, it's a nice fish, isn't it?
Yeah.
I might actually risk it, and then if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna have to put my bubble back in my tangata. I know that it doesn't take 4 weeks.
It's another fishing video for you.
Yeah. You know what though? Perseverance, mate. Perseverance, and it's and it paid off in the end. Even in Lucid Reef off, I can join us.
Reef.
Oh, yeah.
So Paul's put another one. Okay, so another random one for the more seasoned fish keeper. What is your showpiece in your dream tank? Mine is an Achilles tank. Not that out there, but one I've always loved. Right. For me, mate, there's no doubt about it. It's got to be my yellow tang. I love my yellow tang. That's it. I just think it's just so colourful now. Since I've took my other tang out, before I took the yellow over tang out, it was so dully yellow. The yellow, I mean, if you see it, you would have gone, looks a bit white to me. It looks a bit pale. You know what I mean? And it basically just, I think it was just because he was being bullied, being bitten, being stressed out, just being basically harassed constantly. And I think it just basically, if I wouldn't have took that out, I would have given it maybe another week, and I think it would have died because it would have just got that stressed out with it all. But since I've took it out, the colour of it now is crazy. It's so bright. It's just changed totally, as if it was overnight. You know what I mean? And it knows, and it goes now from the right-hand side of the tank. It goes to the left-hand side, and it basically does its swim. It never, ever, ever moved from its spot because it was being bullied all the time. So for me, it's definitely my yellow tank.
Yeah. If I had it had to be a tank of about 15 or 20 foot, I'd go for a unicorn tank. They're superb. I've only seen one of them before. A guy I knew had a 12-foot tank. It's absolutely superb tank. So that would be one that I would go for.
One day. You've both got like 300 litres, and I'm just sat here with my little 75 ticking away.
Yeah, but what would your dream fish be, though?
You can't have in there, and I put the wrong bloody fish in at first, and regretting it now. Crazy. not a clownfish, not clownfish. I wouldn't ever go near them again.
No, I must admit, I said before, I wouldn't have a tank with clownfish anymore.
Pain in the ass they are.
Yeah.
Sorry for
Cottage Reef's put yellow coddice is peaceful and one of the best pest eaters. That's what I've read. I didn't know I didn't read up that it was peaceful, but I knew that it was like one of the best for pests. So you know what, I think that's going to be a purchase. I'm going to have to see whether Dom can get one for me, or whoever can get one.
Yeah.
Try it on my tank. You know what I mean? I think we'll see how it goes, but yeah, definitely.
So
I really like the butterflies. You know, the butterfly. I like the copper band butterfly. I know a lot of people have got it, but to look at it, it's a stunning fish. It's unusual shape.
Yeah, it's lovely.
I do like the butterflies. I like the thin shape of them, but the copper band I'd find hard to beat. I really like that one.
Some of the angel fish are quite nice as well, didn't they? Some of the rare ones, just the colours they have them and the shape, but they're not usually compatible with coral. I know one or two can be, but most of them have them for breakfast.
See, I always wanted a flame angel. Me, I just think they just look absolutely stunning. The orange of them. It's like you don't really see many orange fish, you know, when you think about it. Yeah. So I thought, but you know what though? They're like it says reef safe with caution, and I'm like. Yeah, that's not going in my tank. You come down and it pets at your zoas, and it pets at your clams, and it pets at mate. No, I was like, no, I can't miss that.
I saw one for sale the other day, an Ultimate Reef. It was 150 quid. Now I don't know if that's for Flame Angel. Wow. I remember. I mean, I must admit, I haven't looked at them recently. They were about 20, 30 quid. I don't know if someone's taking the what's it at 150 quid. Or whether the prices have just gone through the roof. So I've got no idea what the going rate is for a Flame Angel. But I remember when I first got my first tank, I looked at it and I decided not to get it.
Yeah.
Go on, Steve.
Yeah. You know what? They used to be 30 quid then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was 30 quid. And all of a sudden I'm thinking 150 quid second hand.
Yeah. I bought second hand. You don't know how old it
is. Yeah, it's weird. You made me laugh because you don't think of a fish being second hand, but
one careful user.
Get it acclimated, stick it in a tank, and it turns upside down like that and floats to the bottom. You're like,
I've got some second-hand clownfish. If anybody wants second-hand clownfish,
15,000 laps of the tank. It's done. 20,000 feeds. It's still got another 15,000 on the clock. You know, I did, do you? But I thought the guy was taking the what's it. I really did.
But you know what though? I paid I paid £40 for my yellow tang. So it's
yeah,
like
I paid 30, 40 quid as well.
quid.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
when you look at them and how much, and there's still stupid prices, aren't there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, so you know,
There's
at the end
another
of the
one.
day,
Yeah. UKM 120 said about a coral beauty. That's another really nice fish.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
nice. I like that one as well.
So is that a reef safe, or is it one of those reef safe with caution? A coral beauty.
reef safe with caution. Those ones, mate, definitely.
Yeah.
What's the one? What's the tang that just looks like a shadow? That looks pretty cool as well. It's just black. Everything's black. It looks like a shadow of a fish.
What, a black tang? You can get a black tang. Is that what you mean, Jay?
It might be a black tang, yeah, but it's jet black. There's nothing on it apart from black, and it looks like a shadow, like stealth shadow going across.
Yeah, it is a black tang.
I had a coral beauty in my 170, and then I transferred it into the 350. Yeah, and you know when my power went off, when it tripped, my electric tripped. That was the first fish that died.
Sounds like Paul's house.
Yeah,
fucking died in my tank. I'm like, you are kidding me. You know what I mean? At the time, I was going through a love-hate relationship with a clownfish. And as nasty as it may seem, I was like, why couldn't it have been the clownfish? You know what I mean? I was like, why does it have to be the flame? You know what I mean? This coral beauty. But it did, you know what I mean? But yeah, they are beautiful fish, that's for sure. Phil Hooks has put Flame Angel was £150 at War. It's probably the going rate at this moment in time. You know what? It's nuts, just it's stupid. The prices of like coral, the prices of fish, everything. They're just stupid, mate.
Oh yeah, it is a black tang. Yeah, that was a bit stupid asking what it was called.
It was quite. It was. I thought it was a bit tongue in cheek. It does what it says in the tin.
Well, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is the black tang. I didn't know if it was though. I was just checking.
I tell you what, Jay, when I had the vampire tang, which was grey and it had petrol blue around the edge, when it was scared or got a bit stressed out, it actually turned black. It was a real sight to see. And the night it would then go into the rocks and it would turn black to hide. And I found that fish absolutely fascinating in terms of the ability to be able to change colour. Do a lot of saltwater
fish change colour, Paul? Do a lot of salt? Because my skirt blend has changed a bit of colour since it's been in there. I bought my clowns and they used to be orange. Now they're almost black and white. They've almost turned to stones. My clowns.
Fish tend to, as they go from, as Steve was saying earlier, when they go from juvenile to adults, quite often they can change colour. I don't know if whether lighting has an effect on their overall colour, or maybe it's just a false colour it creates through the lighting. But I haven't seen many that actually change colour then go back to the original. There might be some others out there, but I didn't know that when I got the vampire, and all of a sudden it would turn black. And when you knew it's during the day and it would turn colour, you know it was a little bit stressed out, or it was trying to hide that kind of stuff. So
I think it might be a sign of stress, like you're saying.
Could be. When you look at the Steve was saying about the yellow tang, how it went kind of lost a lot of its colour, went white, and now it's got its vibrant colour back from that. So it's definitely something in it.
It's stress. It's definitely stress, mate.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about it. It's stress with, like being hounded. It's being hounded every day. You know what I mean? Being bit and it's like being bullied every day, isn't it?
Well, it's horrible, isn't it?
You know what I mean? He's best. He's just, but now, totally different now. Ed O'Sullivan's juvenile emperorfish are one of his fate. Yeah, they're stunning. You need you need like a 4,000 litre tank or something for that, don't you? They grow huge, don't they?
Are they the ones that are blue and white coloration as a pattern on the side?
And then they changed. Dom's got one in his full grown adult in the one behind the counter.
Oh really?
He's got one of them. It's absolutely massive. It's a huge, but it's stunning. Absolutely stunning.
That is a stunning fish as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Incredible. But
what size tank do you need for one of those?
You need a 4,000 litre or something stupid, mate. You need a big. It's more long. You need a longer one. You need a lot. Yeah, you need something stupid. Yeah.
Oh well. Never be getting one of them, man.
Paul's put down yellows are in stock at Abyss for 300 quid. I'm assuming that's yellow tangs. Still crazy, but not the £550 he saw. Wow. That is just insane.
I imagine if they're in Abyss, they're probably the tank brand ones, because obviously you can't import them unless he's obviously picks them up from a tank breakdown or something like that.
Yeah.
There's quite a few of those about, isn't there?
He had a coral beauty for 8 months, and before he started eating his coral. Yeah. It is. I suppose it's one of those. You know, every shop. I think, when you see it, every shop says, especially with like angelfish and things like that. Yeah, you always say reef safe, and it always goes with caution. That's basically just like their thing of saying, well, you know what, you can have it. It might eat some of your coral, but it might not. They don't want to be saying, "Oh no, it's definitely not going to eat it." And then the next minute, you get home and it starts eating your rainbow chalice. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
you would definitely be crying then. You would pride and joy.
That's what I mean. That's going to really pee you off, innit? Yeah, for sure. But,
so would you ever go fish only in a big tank just so you can get some of those fish that you probably wouldn't put in a reef tank?
Unless I won the national lottery and I could afford two big tanks, 2 huge tanks, then I'd have them either side. So I'd have a fish only, like predatorial tank, and then I'd have a coral, like a coral reef that I've got now. I think that would just be like incredible. That would be a dream, wouldn't it? For sure. But I mean, you know what? I love like puffer fish. I absolutely love puffer. They're like little pets. They're like little dogs, aren't they? You know what I mean? But you couldn't have them in your tank. You just could not have them in your tank. Not in like a reef tank. I don't think. You know what I mean? It's one of those ones where, all right, unless it gets stressed out, it's not going to do anything. But if it dies, it releases toxins and it's going to kill everything out of your tank if you don't catch it.
Yeah.
So it's just
so even in a fish only, it's still going to nuke the tank. It just takes the fish, not the fish and the coral.
Yeah, not the fish and the coral. Yeah, but it's. I would definitely have one of those if I could afford both. But for me, it's more about I love the
corals, isn't it? It is the corals now. I think I enjoy. I enjoy the corals. Yeah,
I know what you mean. But sometimes I just sit there and look at the fish.
Yeah,
and the fish are just fantastic in terms of the characteristics and the colours and stuff like that. Other than that one, it's been browned out. But most of them have got lively colours to them, shall I say?
It's not quite brown yet, but he's
or brown bread.
No, I was going to say, don't jinx it. He's going to be in the hotel motel tonight. Hopefully, we're going to put him in here.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Jay's first sunset.
So Jay, would you consider getting rid of the clam and keeping the blenny as an option?
Do you know what? I've only had the scooter blenny for a week. I prefer it to the clowns. I do prefer
get the clowns
more interest.
You can get some.
I've had them from day one. I feel like
Yeah, you feel loyal to them, do you?
Loyal to them, yeah. And right, to be fair, it's not 100% their fault. So as you can probably tell at night, like during the day, where is he now? He's down here somewhere. He's on the sand, and he's all right, and they leave him alone. But when he's flying around at night trying to get out, he's landing on the clowns whilst they're sleeping. So whilst the clowns are sleeping, they're naturally just nipping him and attacking him, thinking, "Go away! I'm trying to sleep."
Yeah, because you know why he's invading their territory.
Yes.
While they're sleeping. So, but you know what though? You know what? I would persevere, because if that's only the case and they're not attacking him through the day,
not through the day at all.
Okay.
This is just a territorial thing. I mean, it's like somebody coming into your house and trying to get in your bed while you're in it. You know what I mean? You're going to do some, are you? You know what I mean?
I'll say, what do you want? You take it with you.
That was a wrong example to use there, Steve.
How did you happen to get to my house? What do you want? I didn't leave the door open. But yeah, I know what you're saying, Steve. They're just protecting. They're just protecting the territory. So I can't be 100% angry at them, but
you'll have to tell him off. You'll have to tell him off that he's grounded if he carries on.
Put him in detention. Put him in the corner.
Well, yeah. If I can get the clown, I think the clowns will be harder to catch tonight. I'll try and do it on video, on live. I'll try and catch them. But I think the clowns will be harder to catch. The blenny is docile, so he kind of just scoop him up quite easily. So I think he'll go in very easy. So yeah, I think I'm just going to put it there.
We're going to see Jay taking all of his rockscape out and everything.
Just to get a clown, then he changes his mind and he puts.
If I can't catch him,
out.
It's just ridiculous. But at night, I'm going to have to put him in there just to keep him like safe. I don't know for how long I can keep doing that. Put him away at night.
You got. It's like putting your rabbit in your hutch.
Please tell me you're not taking him out at night and putting him in that.
That's what he's going to do.
Put him in there tonight. You shouldn't get pecked at.
Jay, no.
Why?
No, mate. You can't do that. You can't do that.
What? I can't let him die, can I?
You can't, mate. You know what? You know what? It's unfortunate. It's like a dog eat dog world, mate. It's just
no.
It is, mate. It's just one of those things.
I'm not dying on my watch. You can sit in there. There's more room in there than in Ross's hotel room. I tell you that. I've even put some Copa Pods in there. He'll love it tonight in there. I'll get him out in the morning again. I'll get him out and put him in there at night.
That's brilliant. That's
This is hilarious, this, mate. I tell you what.
What was supposed to do? He'll get bitten all night if I don't put him in there.
You don't get this on a carry-on film, mate. This is fantastic. I love it.
What's this Jincho Jaws music? Yeah. Why do people? This is the mistake I made, and it's because I listened to people say put the clowns in first. No, I would never ever do that ever again. In fact, I don't even know if I'd have another pair of clowns.
No,
I would never put them in first ever.
Yeah.
Get really nice, friendly little fish and put them in first.
Yeah.
Like the little blennies and the gobies that just get along and they've got no, there's no hassle with them. Get those, put them in. And all the invert, I love the inverts. Like you said about the fish, been interesting. Yeah. I just think the inverts are so fascinating as well. The crabs and the shrimps and all those sort of ones, they had a lot of interest.
Yeah.
What are you laughing? Isn't you laughing at my hotel, Steve, still?
No.
Is it not ridiculous? I thought that was quite a sensible solution, putting him in there.
I think it's an unusual solution.
Unusual. I'm thinking he gets attacked at night, so I'll put him in there and he's safe.
Do you mean you can open the door and he'll swim in and you can close it, and in the morning you go and let him out? You could train him, couldn't you, Jay?
Yeah, he'll know it's night time because he'll be in the box.
You could flash the lights. It's almost like Last Orders, and then you open it and then he goes.
A little trail of lobster eggs. Take him up.
Yeah. I think there's a few people saying you need a second tank or you need a bigger tank, Jay. I think is the public opinion.
I think I get told this every week. Get a bigger tank. Get a bigger tank.
Jake.
Jay needs a bigger tank.
You got some good deal. Got some good deals at Kraken Corals.
Well, I'll have a look tomorrow and see what's knocking about.
Jay,
I can't promise anything.
He's taking his credit card. He's going for it.
Well, the thing is, though, the tank is cheap. It's the rest of the stuff that costs all the money.
Yeah.
Because you'll spend how many times more on the rest of it.
Because I need to buy another Radian light. I need to buy a skimmer. It's going to be like ridiculous.
Yeah, and what about the taste you got in coral?
Yeah, but
I'll get it, and then everybody go, well, why you bought that one? It's not big enough.
You won't get stability in that.
Sell me your rainbow chalice, and you'll have enough to buy another rabbit.
There's no chance you're having the rainbow chalice, mate. That's going nowhere.
Hey, I tell you what. You know what? Mine all of a sudden is starting to take off. That chalice now seems to.
Tell me it's like
and you know what I found out? You know what I found out about it? Yeah, is it likes higher phosphates. My phosphates are running now at 0.14 in my tank, and I've seen to have found that sweet spot. It just seemed everything. The torches seem to be extending even more, and I'm like, what the? And yet, I've only got 1.5 ppm of nitrates in my tank. So obviously, it's not on that that ratio sort of thing. You know what I mean? And even the SPS, they say SPS with high end phosphates. It's not going to happen. It just doesn't work. Tell you what, anybody's more than welcome to come to my house and have a look at the SPS in there, and it just looks more colourful and everything. Do you know what I mean? So, I'm
definitely put the colour up. They definitely put the colour up.
No doubt, mate. No doubt about it. I mean,
like Zoe's like phosphates as well.
If it went stupid, you know what I mean? Like, say 0.55 or 0.6 or something. Yeah, I don't think that's going to do it any good. But I mean, where it's at now, and I'm hearing a lot of people saying like they're running theirs at 0.08 and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like that number. 0.08 is a good number.
It seems to be that sweet spot. So, like 0.08 for a lot of people running the tanks. So,
yeah, it's nice around there.
Especially if you've got LPS and that, because you're right, Chalice is LPS, you've got your Zoas, they like that little bit of dirty water. So if you've got LPS and Zoas, you can do that. And the Zoas, they're going to extend, you get the polyps popping as well. And it's the right way to go. It's just that, as we said before, it's that mixed reef, isn't it? That the SPS and how you balance it out over time.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for
48 people watching. If you could click the thumbs up for me, it'll help me a lot. That I need to catch these guys. Jay's on about 1.2 million followers or something. I need to.
I'm on. I don't know what I'm on today. I'm nearly at 1,500, but Ross is catching me up loads.
Yeah, Ross is going like a train, isn't he? But then he's
he's got all the discount codes and stuff though. They all go to him because they want discount, don't they? I hope he's got one for Kraken tomorrow. I'll be using it.
Yeah, 20% off.
I'm just gonna try it until I just go Bearded Reef 10.
Yeah, well, they actually have they posted something, didn't they? Saying is it 10% off livestock tomorrow? 20% like Kraken corals, 10% off livestock, 20% off 20% off dried products. And I believe that for every £20 you spend, you get like a raffle ticket. And I don't know what they're raffling off, but usually it's really good stuff there.
Have you seen that, Steve? Have you just made that up? That might be happening.
I swear to God, mate, I seen it the other day.
It's the wrong store.
No.
Everyone's going in to see Dom and say, "Where's my 20%?" Because Moggs said I'll get a 20%.
With 20% off. I've just bought a new Mac with a frostbite and I need 20% off.
Yeah, don't hold me to it.
Steve, you should be his marketing man.
Marketing man.
Yeah.
Where?
1 minute. I can't see it. Go full screen, Steve.
Go big, Steve. Go big.
I'm trying to go full screen.
Don't press leave.
Oh, that's it.
Back a bit.
100% off.
Yeah, 10% off all livestock. I can't see the rest.
I know.
20%
off
reef.
Wow.
Oh, there we
I'm
go.
going to get some more amino acids on because I love that amino acids. Free.
I think I might buy some of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to buy some of the Reef Elements amino acids. I think.
I knew it wasn't him in mind. Told you, didn't I?
That's good. That is really good.
That is pretty good.
That's second and third. So that's pretty good. I think 10% off livestock. So you know what I mean. It's a pity they've not got any of those yellow wrasses in it.
Does that include corals or not?
Yeah, but
livestock.
Yeah, livestock. I think it is. Yeah, it should be. Livestock is usually all of corals and clean-up crew and fish. Yeah, as opposed to dry goods. Yeah.
It'll definitely be. Yeah, it'll definitely be corals as well.
That's good value. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Jay, there's a comment 2 down. Neil Smith saying buy used. Jay, would you buy used?
Buy used. I don't know. Yes, if it was somebody who'd only used it for like a month or something, and they just switched it off because they couldn't be bothered or whatever, like fairly new used, yeah. But then if it's longer than 6 months, no, I wouldn't.
Is that anything or certain things?
If someone signs some Radiant Gen 5 second, I'll have them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. The tank. If it was a few months old, yeah, I have looked on eBay actually a little bit, but then I just worry about that sort of thing. I just think it's good. It's good to be able to go, but if it's not right, if it's a new tank, you go back to the shop and say, right, I need a new one, put it right. But if you buy a second hand and then it kind of bursts or leaks, or you haven't got much to come back on, have you?
Yeah.
No.
So, Jay, if you look over here, all of this stuff here is all second hand. So the Radians, those Radians are over 6 years old now. The tank is over 6 years, and that was about 4 months old when I bought it. All the rock of it as well. So I was think I was quite lucky. But I knew it was a Red Sea. This was the version 1 of the Red Sea reefer tanks, so I knew it was a fairly new tank because it'd only been out 3 months, and Gen 3 hadn't been out that. I don't know. I can't remember if they'd been out long or not. But with Radians and that, usually on the box, you get a date stamp on it. 5 years is that?
Jay,
he's worked me out. He's worked me out.
You're a Yorkshireman, you are, aren't you? I tell you what, I bet you open your wallet and moths come out of it, don't they?
Hey, you'll see tomorrow. It's not been open for ages. Blow the dust off.
You smell the mothballs.
Yeah. Bill Reese figured me out. He knows exactly what I'm like. Yeah, so I would, same as you, Paul, that you said that was like 2 or 3 months yours. I would do that. If it was 2 or 3 months, then I would. But anything older, 2 or 3 months, then not really, no.
Yeah, I think the 170, the Red Sea Reefer 170, I think was about a year old when I got it. And I've had that for over 4 years as well. So that was kind of like the first generation before they started changing around the sump. So maybe I've just been really lucky. I don't know. No. I definitely would. I've bought lights before, and also if you buy lights and stuff like that off of eBay, if you get them through, you've got 14 days to have a look at it, and if it's no good, you just return it as faulty and you get your money back. So there is an advantage of getting it posted to you rather than you go and collect them and you take them, you haven't checked it out. You've got no comeback on someone, but that's what I find good about eBay. You got the 14 days to return it. In fact, I've returned things that have been over 14 days, but they've been 40, and I've got my money back by making a claim as well on stuff. So that's the good thing about eBay. If you know what you're doing on that.
See, UKM 120's put a good in there. He said X-display tanks from LFF. Some of them.
I don't know display.
All it is it's just they just show you. So basically, they can't sell them as brand new. So they basically just like, it's X-display and stuff. But those sort of tanks, now there's no doubt 100% I would buy an X-display tank. You know what I mean? No doubt.
You would or you won't?
No, I would definitely.
Yeah, I would as well.
I would buy an X-display tank. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same as where's this one here? Look.
MOT and service, Paul.
Oh, I can't find it now.
So, what are you looking for, Jay?
So I was watching one on eBay, and it was this one here. Let's see it. What's the screen now? What's from Kia? 7-year warranty.
And he wants it complete with servicing and all that thrown in, don't you?
I like a bargain.
I know.
You would have never guessed that, Jay.
There's that one there. That's the sort of thing I would buy. So it's a Red Sea.
What is it?
It's a 300.
Yeah.
It's 500 quid at the moment. Well, yeah, it's 500 quid.
What for 300?
And it's basic. It's brand new. Like he's never filled it up.
Whoa, really?
Like it's brand new. Look.
Yeah, you can't
brand new stump, all boxes. It's brand new.
That's
everything.
Great. Now you can't argue. Why is he not put any water in it? Does it say?
Like probably thought, like a lot of people, they get the impulse buy, they buy something and they think, right, I'll set that up, and then they just realise, you know what, I can't bother with it anymore. Just some people do it, don't they?
Because just to make it up, let alone anything else, is a bit of a ballsy, making up the cabinet and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, he's made it all up and then just left it empty, like brand new.
Well, then again, though, like you said, people's circumstances changed.
That's it.
Or whatever,
that's it.
You know what I mean? So
he needs 500 quid, and he can't. It's the corals alone are like, well, ridiculous.
Well, it's like Paul said.
You can pay 500 quid, can't you?
It's like Paul said. It's like you buy the corals and the fish and all that. Yeah. You can get really nice coral fish, at a relatively cheap price, especially if you're going softer. Yeah, if you're going soft and stuff like that, you can get them reasonable. It's only when you're going stupid.
Paul's buying that tank now.
I'm having a look to see how much it is. The last thing I need is a fourth tank.
I've only got 3 tanks in the garage. I need another one. Let's put that one in.
So I've got 2 in the garage, 1 behind me, and then we've got a fresh water in the kitchen, Fresh water up in my youngest bedroom, and then I've got a spare tank down the shed. I need another one.
£500 for a version 3, 300. I think it's a 350 actually. It's a bargain.
Yeah, so brand new 300 is 1,250 quid.
Exactly, it's half price.
So 500 quid.
And I'm still umming and ahhing over half price.
So what's the problem? Is it the price, Jay, or is it?
No, it's not the price of that one. No, it's going back to our earlier conversation. The only place in my house really to put it is like here on the wall there. Yeah. And I haven't really. There's enough for like a 250 or a 300 there.
Yeah, 300 would be all right, wouldn't it?
That's Christmas. That's Christmas shopping there, by the way. That moves. That's a bit of Christmas shopping.
A 300 will be enough, mate. You don't want anything.
Then it's fine. I need to know how strong the floor is. I need to know where the beams are. You know what I mean? And like we had that conversation, didn't we, this week?
Yeah.
And I need to rip the carpet up. So it's that's the only place I've got for it there.
The majority of the times when you look on with any house, really, is your joists are going to go and are going to be going to the opposite way. You know what I mean? So you should. I think a 300 will be okay upstairs. Listen, you wardrobe.
At least get a smaller desk, and if I put my laptop on the other end of the desk, it's like miles away. It is a bit long, the desk, to be fair, but. Yeah.
So would you go for 170 or a 200? It's slightly bigger, but it's not obviously as big as the 300.
Yeah, well, whatever the floor can hold. I don't really know what the floor. I need a structural engineer.
Yeah.
A 200. You just need like one light, another light. Really.
Yeah. If I keep that running as well, then that's like a 300, isn't it? Because I've got that one, and then I've got the 200. It's on the same floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's on different beams, though, isn't it? So your
weight is
like, well, it depends if those beams went across from where you are, so parallel.
What I worry about this, I don't know how much I
on the left there, and then you got others on the right, so it'll be spread.
I mean, I do trust you a lot, but if my house gets ripped down, I'll be a bit.
I think.
If the tank ends up in the living room, I'm not going to be happy, am I?
Well, it's a new feature, isn't it? A waterfall and the fish coming down over the ceiling. Yeah, I tell you what, they make a good video.
I'll tell you what, people would watch it.
So many, you get a lot of subs and views. Yeah, Jay's disaster.
Yeah. That's the crazy world of YouTube. Crazy world of YouTube. I've got a new fish, you get about 2 views. And then if you say the whole world's ended and I've got a nuclear blast in my tank, everybody watches it.
Yeah. You know what? It's true. It's true, that, isn't it? You know,
I might start putting fake titles just so people start watching it.
Yeah, new tank fell through the ceiling. Like, you get
I dropped my reef tank through the loft hatch. People are watching.
Well, BRS investigates. Jay investigates.
And then you just click on it, and it's just me talking about a Blenny, scooter Blenny.
Well, this is a good thing. Why wouldn't you have a tank in the living room, Jay?
I don't like. Well, it's the blue lights. I'm not allowed. My missus won't let the blue lights go in the living room.
Just turn it to white. Then.
Now, if I lived here on my own, then I could put it in the living room. But I don't. So I'm not allowed the blue lights in the living room. That's the issue. And if you need a KH keeper, you can't hear your TV apparently because Steve said.
Oh, there we go.
Here we go.
That's only you get the old school one, mate. Hey, this KH keeper's perfect. Now over this one, mate.
We knew it was because you're still smiling, Steve. When it's not working very well, you can tell by your face.
Hey, so you know what? I'm not gonna let you guys jinx me because you know what? Such wood is running perfect. So I'm hopeful. You know what I mean? But I am apprehensive every time it comes up saying you need to calibrate it. I'm like, I don't need to calibrate it. You know what I mean? I'm not calibrating it. It doesn't need calibrating, but you should really. But, yeah.
It's like I find that with most reef equipment, it takes you a while to kind of get set up and dialed in. But once it's up there, it tends to run pretty well, doesn't it then?
Yeah.
Just the initial setup that takes you like half a day that you're never going to get back that time.
Yeah.
But a clear seal reef space 900 upstairs. Underneath is an arch, so empty space, 220 litres and 2 years on. Listen, these roofs can take a lot, mate. A hell of a lot of weight. Think about it.
Your
bed with you and your missus and all that, mate. Think
whoa.
And the person who walks in the room as well in the middle of the night, eh?
and the guy who
Let's
walks
keep
in.
it clean on the live stream.
But yeah, I didn't mean it like mate. But what I'm saying is, in general, the weight.
You say my missus weighs as much as a 300 litre tank.
Hey,
is that with or without rock?
You're gonna see her tomorrow. She's gonna have you, mate.
Hey,
I'll blame Ross. We'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll blame Ross.
Oh, buy a bed. She's coming in here. Right, I'm gonna have to go. I'm getting told off here.
Is she watching the live stream downstairs? I didn't mean it.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. I think she's in the next room. She's in the next room. Yeah, sorry, dear.
That's a fair cop.
I'm on best behaviour. We're going coral shopping tomorrow, so I need to be good.
Well, the better you are, the more zeros you put in it, Jay.
Well, hopefully, yeah. Hopefully. What was that? You skipped the cage keeper one. Is someone just having a joke with you there?
Yeah,
clickbait.
Neil's put you don't need a cage keeper. Try to wind me up, I think. He's trying to wind me up.
You don't need one, do you?
It's not going to happen because it works. It's working well, so we're going to keep it like that. You know what I mean? We're going to keep it going. Keep it
I'll
on
tell you
the,
what, yours would be, I've done a water change. You get loads of clicks on that one.
Hey, yeah.
Because you never do one.
First water change in 2 years. Like, what the hell?
When?
Yeah, I'll be onto that.
Well, you haven't done one, have you? Yeah. 2 years.
No.
Wow,
that is pretty impressive. Tank crashes through the floor. Keanu Reeves helps move. See, you joke, right? But that's how YouTube works. People love that stuff. They'll be clicking like mad on it.
People love disasters. That's what it is, mate.
Yeah.
Other people's misery, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah, just cheers us up. What's it?
Jay's missus just told him shopping here, get a move on.
I'm grounded tomorrow. I'm not allowed to go anymore.
It's great. You know what? It's great being back on these streams. I do miss them. You know what I mean? It's funny.
It's a good laugh.
It's a highlight.
Hey, we're starting on the brown six.
The 10 years is changing colour. Honestly, genuinely. Don't say it's gone from dark brown to light brown. No, it's not gone light. It's gone a different colour.
What, light brown?
It's gone to a light brown as opposed to a dark brown.
Yeah. Gone to a reddish brown. Beige. You're not going to beige. No, I'm getting everywhere here.
Okay.
It's going. I'd like to think it's going blue and yellow, but I could be wrong.
I mean, you like to think. So is it, you got the only car. You got the only car.
Is that why you got your orange glasses on?
Jay's got the only car key colour.
Give it about a month, and I'm going to take a picture, and hopefully it'll be a bit coloured up white.
Nice one, Haley.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It's changing colour, honestly. It is.
Yeah.
I've got another issue as well this week, and I've got a little bit of algae growing around, like hair algae, around the torches, the base of the torches. Does anybody else get that?
No.
No. I don't know what's going on.
I don't
know if it's because I'm having to feed that Blenny because he's on a blooming a la carte dinner, and I have to feed him quite a lot because he's lazy as well. And then I think that's pushing up. He's caused a right good storm here since he's been in there.
Have you not tested your nutrients and all that, Jay? Your
nitrates? It's 0.08. But
I said that you probably not use your nitrate test, have you?
I can't use it anymore because I'm over 5. It's redundant.
So what do you use then, Jay?
It only goes to 5.
Oh.
So I'm back to the Red Sea chemistry kit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's it saying now?
It's around between 5 and 10, but obviously you don't know, do you? It's near a 10 though.
Is it?
Yeah, it's nearer 10. I could do with the other nitrate and a checker, but I don't want two. I don't want to have two of them. I need the other one.
But the Red Sea ones are all right though, Jay.
Yeah,
pretty good. I mean, if you're saying between 5 and 10, at least you know roughly what it is. The thing is, if you've got a bit of algae, that could be sucking up some of the nitrate. So I'm not saying you're getting a false reading, but it's feeding off of it to take you down to 5 to 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're putting more food in, I'm not being funny, if you're not then taking that out, then your nitrates are going to go up, aren't they? Because your export really needs to equal your import if you want what's going in to keep it flat.
If Jay uploaded a video of his missus having a go at him over the beans, he means beans, doesn't he? Take it.
Go viral.
Oh yeah, being put like. Yeah.
That was a genuine reason. It sounds like I made it up, but I was genuinely putting the shopping away that time. That was a genuine reason. Yeah, the thing with the blooming hair algae though, they're annoying the torches. It's like stopping the polyps from coming fully out.
How much is it? I thought you meant
if it's on the base though, Jay, it won't be touching it, will it?
No,
it's touching it a little bit.
Well, there we go. Do you want to put him on full screen, Steve, so we can see?
So can you see? You see the little fur around them? That one. And it's like it's like stopping it from coming all the way out. It's annoying it.
Yeah,
I don't need to try. I don't need to try it. It's not even hardly on the rock. It's just around the skeleton.
Yeah.
You see it?
Does it?
It's not on the grail. The grail's clear, but the other one isn't.
Get a toothbrush in it, Jay, and just scrub it off.
Scrub it off. I was going to try and pick it off a little bit as well, I think, but I don't know what.
I'll just pick it off. Yeah, just get a toothbrush or something like that and scrub it or pick it. Just and it'll go down your overflow and thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'd do.
It's only been on a week. I just noticed it and I'm like, well, that kind of coincides with the new fish and the feeding. But then I noticed that the torches weren't extending out as much as they normally do. And I was like, then I kind of figured out that it's the hair algae is just annoying it.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's just on the skeleton of the torches. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Is it just one of the torches, or is it on more than one of the torches?
It's on two out of the 5.
Is that the only algae that you've got in your tank, or is it?
It's tiny. I mean, there's all tiny little bits, but there's hardly anything. Yeah. Right. I don't know if you just get a couple more snails tomorrow and then just chuck them in and see if they'll.
Yeah, just get some.
Yeah.
You can never have enough cleanup crew in your tank, I don't believe, anyway.
No,
I've got, I couldn't even tell you how many snails I'm supposed to have in my tank. I think I must have at least 50 different snails in my tank, 60 different snails. You know what I mean? At night time, you see them all, they all come out. You know what I mean? Like
all have the glass, don't they?
Yeah. They should stop them up, don't they? Like get 5 every few months or something like that. Or
yeah.
And I've only ever done it twice in the year. I got like 3 or 4 at the start, and then I got a couple more after that.
Yeah,
maybe
but remember,
a few more of them little.
Don't they? So you know what I mean? Snails will live forever. So you know, if you think about it, you're adding them in a year, or say twice a year or so. Those other ones that you've added in at the beginning are probably long gone, mate. I see tons of snail shells, you know, like loads of snail shells in my tank. But I just leave them in because if like there's some large snail shells and there's smaller ones and they stop over, you know what I mean? They get out of them and you know what I mean?
I think it's good to leave them in as well, isn't it? Just because it's part of a natural reef, isn't it, really?
Yeah, like the hermit crabs and stuff. But they do get annoying because 9 times out of 10 the bloody sea urchin goes round and collects them all and he's got like 10 shells on it. God, you know what I mean? So, they're just a nightmare.
Yeah. So, Steve, with the urchin, have you considered getting a top hat like Ross has got for his?
I have, yeah. You know what? The local LFS have got witch hats. You know, they look like really, really good wizard hats. You know, wizard hats. Yeah.
Halloween theme.
And I thought, Halloween theme. But I thought that looks really good, that actually. So I definitely might get one of them for him, but. I don't know. Yeah. They've got a Kraken as well, I think. They've got a Kraken corals as well. So.
I might get some snails tomorrow. 10% off. You can't miss that on a snail, can you? Instead of a quid, it's 90p.
It makes a real difference when you spend all that money on a chalice.
Well, how much is that snail? It's a quid. Oh, not buying that. 90p for 10.
I'll have 5.
I'll have 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Snail shopping.
Oh, dear.
That's tomorrow.
Foreign man marrying Bacto Energy. Has any of you guys used that? I've never used it. I've never really used anything of foreign man, and if I'm perfectly honest, I've never really used anything. I hear a lot of people using it, but I've never used that. She's also
I've
put
got things about the brand.
Electric blue as well. So
thank you, Haley. I say it's not thick or anything. It's just a little bit wispy, but it's annoying the torches.
Yeah. Well, it will do, mate.
And I don't want to start sulking with like any slime or anything.
Yeah, can you pull the torch out and then give it a dip and then manually pull it out and then put it back in? It'd be easier to take it out to clean it up than leave it in. Just default.
Yeah, that is a good because it's only a bit of putty on the rock, so could I'm not very good with torch skeletons, to be honest.
You've got track records, but don't get the cutters out though.
Skeletons.
All you got to do is dip it, not crush it.
I think that's a better solution, Paul. To be honest, they like the little iodine dip, don't they? The reef dip.
You could do that.
Yeah.
Kim, go back to her question. Kim said, comment. Kim was saying there that she's had to give it and buy the new Hannah Nitrate high range because hers is over 5.
Yeah.
You know what? I can't fault that high range checker. I mean, I think the first one, what they brought out, the low range one. Listen, I'm not disputing it's not good, but I think that's like. But it's really good. But like you said, how many people in this hobby really have nitrates below 5? Really, you know what I mean? Unless you do like a SPS dominated tank, which don't really like a lot of nutrients and stuff like that. Unless you're keeping that, then I think it'll be beneficial. But for a mixed reef and stuff like that, you need nutrients. It's like my nutrients are way too low for my tank. You know what I mean? And it will affect the corals over time. If it stays that low, it'll affect them. So I need to get that raised up and stuff. But I feed my tank 4 cubes a day of mysis, and I've only got like 8 fish in my tank now.
Really?
So
wow.
It's a low food. But it never ever seems to raise up the nitrates.
That's not Clarice. That'll be the Clarice, that will. It must be ripping nutrients.
Clarice would definitely help, won't it? Because any kind of food waste or anything, it just scoops it up and doesn't let it back into the sump, so it never gets broken down, does it?
Yeah,
exactly. But now I've opened the Clarice to halfway now. You know, the actual waterfall just got. So I've opened it halfway. I only had it at a quarter of the way. Now it's half, so it's letting half of the nutrients get bypassed. Plus, it also helps with keeping the life of the roll as well, because obviously it's not collecting. You know what I mean? So it saves me money on that sense. But it still doesn't seem to be raising up. It still seems to be staying low. But they are really good.
They're very efficient bit of kit, aren't they?
Absolutely. Yeah, Ailey's just saying there, just pick it off. If it's only a little bit, just if your nutrients are really high, because your algae will be so hard to pull off. It won't pull off. You'll be like pulling it, and only little tufts will come off. When your nutrients are lower, it tend to be easy. It just peels off. Then easy from the wall.
It's not as thick, is it? So it's easier to pull.
Thick. Yeah, it just pulls off. So you should be okay. If not, mate, get a brush on it, and that'll definitely get it off. And it'll just go down the overflow.
Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you, Haley. Thanks, everybody. I'll give it a go. I might have to do it on Sunday now, though, because I'm a bit busy tomorrow.
We bought the nitrate LR for Jason.
Your fault, Jay.
Oh, no.
Send the bill to Jay's Real Reef.
Send the invoice to Jay.
It's a pain in the neck. It is a pain, but it is good to get if you're running a low nutrient system. It is a good bit of kit, but it's a right faff about, to be honest.
Is that the one that takes 19 minutes, Jay? You demoed about 8 or 10 times.
I think I'd gone through the whole cycle on my tank before I'd finished the test.
Yeah.
I think Yeah, it could be better. It's too fiddly. But sorry about that, Kim.
Phil's put he has the max spec bile. Yeah, I'm the same. I have the max spec bile bricks in the in the Red Sea where they had the you'll know, Paul. You know where they have
the sponge,
that sponge which separated it in the. I took that sponge out and I put the bile bricks in there.
Yeah.
You know, so the water goes that way. Yeah. I did it that way, and then I've also got I think it's half a box. Yeah, half a box of the bio balls as well.
I've got the bio balls in the Red Sea. I think they're pretty good. It does keep helps the nitrates.
Yeah,
for sure.
The one thing I do say about that is like my bio balls are in like the bags, one of the bags. Yeah. But I must say, like, I don't know if it's just because they're in the bag or not. I don't know, but I think maybe every, like, say 3 to 6 months or so, I've got to you've got to wash those bio balls. Clean them off. Yeah, I rinse them off in the tank water. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So
you get detritus all in between and everything. Yeah, I've noticed that from time to time.
You get sponges on them, big sponges and everything, all on them. So when you get sponges on them, there's no water flow going through it because it's just covered in sponge.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I've got to get in and with a toothbrush and scrub them and stuff like that. Obviously in the same tank water and stuff, but definitely, especially if you have them in a bag. But I'm thinking of going to the Aquaprint and getting those.
I've noticed people in stacks, don't they? Yeah, I've noticed that.
I think they look pretty good.
Yeah,
they look pretty good, and I think the water will bypass it, and I don't think you'll get as much detritus and stuff.
And also, it might take less room as well, because obviously you put a bag in and it just spreads around your sump, as opposed to you can probably use up less of your sump area. Use a 3D printer. Yeah, probably get someone to do that for you.
I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to get one of them actually. Kim's also put, in all fairness, they are good. We do like the Hannah checkers.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we do.
It doesn't sound like the invoice is coming this way. That's good.
Stop sweating Kim. Now.
Thanks, Kim. Yeah. I'm saving up out for a new tank. Can't be buying more Hannah checkers.
He's only interested if nitrate is below 5, above 5, or above 10. Not particularly interested in the exact.
Yeah, just keep it within a range. 5 to 10 seems to be quite a popular range, doesn't it? For a lot of tanks.
Yeah. Like I said, it's about, we've said it time and time again, it's about don't chase numbers in the hobby. You know what I mean? If you try to chase numbers and all that, it's going to lead to mistakes and it's going to lead to like disasters, because you're going to be that focused of like saying, you know what, I need to have my DKH at this and I need to have my calcium at this, and when it fluctuates, you like reduce your dosing and stuff. It's just, listen, just keep it, aim for something, and then even if it's like 10% out. Yeah, so for me, I look at it like if it's 10, if I want 10 and it's 12 or 13, I'm not really bothered. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. But don't try and chase one single number, because you'll just never you'll never do it. It's impossible. I don't believe anybody could stick to one number and keep it there. Do you know what I mean? My phosphates are up and down like that. So I don't know why my phosphates go up and go down. I really don't know. And yet my nitrates don't go up at all. They always stay relatively low. So it's a strange one, but I just basically take a number and I try to aim. So it's the only time I've put Rowaphos in my tank for months, really. And I put a little bit of Rowaphos to try and keep it at 0.14. I tested it today before I came on air, and it's now, and it reads 0.12. So it's spot on for me. That's what I'm happy at that. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to keep it at that. Kim's put.
I test my phosphates actually. Let me go.
Kim's put. Mogsy, I will send you a bio stand with printed. So, hey, I'd appreciate that. That's very, very kind of you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. No, I appreciate it. Definitely let me know. Message me and we'll sort something out. I appreciate it. So that's what I tend to do, Paul. To be truthful, I don't know about you. Did you chase numbers when you started out, or do you just aim for a certain number?
I probably was more conscious of the numbers when I first started. I actually wanted to be spot on and other things like that. But I soon found that if you just want to chase the numbers, all you do is get anxious about it. And if you just keep within a certain range, and just try and tick it above and tick it below where you're rushing. It makes the hobby easier. I've got to say, but I found that if I was feeding a certain same amount of food every day, and I wasn't changing things to the end that stable anyway. Yeah, I just think you're onto a loser. I don't think you'll enjoy the hobby as much if you're changing the numbers, because you're just going to worry about it. There's enough things to potentially worry about without that.
Yeah.
Most things in the
Whoa.
I'm that.
Is this Wi-Fi gone here?
Yeah, I think your Wi-Fi's gone, Paul. It's crackling up.
You sound like a. You sound. I always say you sound like
Are you linked to that McDonald's Wi-Fi across the road from you?
No, I'm on a wired one this evening. In touch wood, it's been all right. Is it a bit dodgy now?
No, it's all right now.
Is it? It must have just dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically I was saying that I don't worry about the numbers, and I don't worry much about the tank now as well. So it's a bit like I had the power cut, and I was pretty chilled about that and just cracked on with sorting it out, because if you just get too worried, you might as well just pack up.
Just look at your corals and manage your algae. That's all you got to do, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Won't worry about it.
What are you doing?
He's doing a phosphate test.
Yeah, because of that algae. I also put a bit of Rowaphos in yesterday.
I thought he was doing a nitrate test. Then I was going to say
no chance. We would have run out of time. Yeah. So what? It's a Hannah checker.
Hannah checker phosphate, because I've got that algae and I've just put the Rowaphos in yesterday. I want to see where it is at the moment. Because you got to be careful. That Rowaphos, you got to be careful, because even a little bit, it goes nuts. It drops your phosphate so much.
What was your phosphates last time?
Last time 0.06, I think, roughly.
I'm gonna say they'll have doubled, so I'm gonna say 0.12.
I'm worried that they've gone the other way. I'm worried that they've gone a bit lower.
Do you think? What would
I tend to get I don't know.
Paul, are you there?
If it's gone down, then I would say it's because of the algae.
I suppose.
That could be consuming it.
My tank gets worse when it gets lower.
Yeah.
Generally, I don't know why, but it does.
Hayley put down she'd get bored if she had to chase numbers. Tank does her thing. She doses, she feeds, she keeps her hands out of it. Sometimes people are too tempted to keep tweaking stuff. Exactly. That unfortunately is when people shut the tanks down. When people close the tanks, the majority of it is because they've tweaked about with it and they tried to chase numbers and in the end the tanks crashed. And that's what happens. You know what I mean? It's like, for me, like I said, aim for something. If it's in that region, keep it like that. And as long as you tank, and especially your corals tell you. You look at your corals and you know your corals, don't you? And you see them and you go, yeah, something don't look right there, or look, why is my euphyllias all killed? You know straight away that there's something not right.
Yeah, I think Hayley's spot on there. I think also sometimes by people adding too many fish at the same time as well, because when you do that, you got no idea what kind of waste your production is going to be and how much you got to feed, and then you start experimenting as well. So it's that. But yeah, keeping your hands out of the tank's quite difficult to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Jay, how long does that take to do the nitrate one? So you've done.
This is the phosphate one. So this one takes.
Sorry, the phosphate.
This one takes about 3. Well, I've got to shake it now for 2 minutes.
Oh right.
The timer is 3-minute countdown. And it's taken me, about 2 or 3 minutes already. So
yeah, it's about 8 minutes, isn't it? 9 minutes.
About 8 or 9 minutes. It is my favourite checker. It's the one that I check the most. That and alkalinity.
Is that because it's quicker to do that?
No, just because I'm at the year mark. They're the ones I'm most interested in now.
Oh, okay.
The other ones stay quite stable, but I just think alkalinity and phosphate. Yeah. They're a big. It's important to keep those stable as much as possible. So I just spend more time testing them.
I'll tell you what, Paul, you know what we were talking about, we've talked about before, is like pH. Anybody has any
we mentioned this earlier on, didn't we? Yeah.
Anybody out there got any good ideas to raise pH? Now, I have a CO2 scrubber in my tank, yeah? Now, It was okay, and I don't know what's gone on with it really, to be truthful, but I'm getting around 7.9 to 8.1. Yeah, the pH in my tank. Yeah, so that's not very good, really, if I'm perfectly honest. I need to know like if there's anything or what I can do to raise it. I want it around 8.3, 8.4. Now I see people, some of them like 8.5, and I'm like, how the hell did they get it? Like 8.5? Do you know what I mean? It's insane, mate. But I need to figure out, like, somebody say, oh, yeah, you can dose this and you can do, like you said, cow quasser and stuff like that.
Cow does definitely. I've never used it before. I think of
What's he saying there, Darth Vader?
Is Darth Vader in the house?
I don't know.
Paul,
Halloween's at the end of the month.
Paul, your Wi-Fi's got off, my friend.
Can you hear me?
We thought Darth Vader had invested us for a moment. Yeah. Are you there?
Yeah. Yes. Can you hear me or not?
Yeah,
I just realised that you're not in the bedroom, to be honest. After all this time.
Yeah. Michael Butler's put down is 8.2 and never moves.
Yeah, that's good.
Michael, are you near the window? Have you got a window? Is your tank near the window? Is it near the back door, or is it anything like that? Because mine is like against the internal wall in my house, so it's like it's away from the windows and it's away from the door. So basically, it's not got no real airflow going over it. You know what I mean? So for me, it's that. I think that's the problem. But there's no way I can lead a pipe from like outside into my house. It's impossible. I couldn't do it. I'd have to go through the kitchen and all that. It's just couldn't be done.
I think it is. Mine's about 8.3, and that's because it's right next to a window, and the window is never shut, mate. Like all the time, it's open. All night, I have it open slightly, so it's constantly open. But I don't know what it'd be.
Paul's just left the live stream. I think he's gone to put some more money in the meter or something.
On
the internet. Yeah. Paul UK Reefers put his goals from 7.9 to 8.1. Yeah. Simply can't raise it with just a CO2 scrubber. Now I'm thinking at calc. Yeah, I think that's the route I'm going to have to go actually, because I know Ailey's saying don't chase it, but I think especially with SPS is if you want good growth on SPS, you've got to get high pH going in it. You know what I mean? That from what I've read and what I've researched, that's what you need to do. So, Paul's joined us again.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah.
It's like a new man, mate.
Sorry about that. I moved back downstairs because I thought the Wi-Fi would be okay, and of course it wasn't. But what I was saying is this tank's obviously by the window.
Yeah.
And there's a small air vent that comes through the sliding doors, so you get a lot of air that comes in. So the pH on that one is really good, but in the garage it's crap. So I do need to improve it. But that's what I was thinking about the CO2 scrubber. That I'm going to give that a go.
Yeah, I mean the CO2 scrubbers work thing, but like I just said before, when you went off, Paul, like mine is against the internal wall, so
you're not really getting
so it's away from the doors and it's away from the windows. So it's not getting much airflow over it.
Fresh air in.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm just looking at some of the
Julie's pH. That's nice. 8.4.
8.4 Julie's. 8.4. God, that'd be my dream to get 8.4.
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice. Mine's dipped to 7.9 from 8.1 since I closed the windows.
It's all about ventilation, isn't it? It's all about ventilation.
Absolutely, yeah. It's quite interesting because quite a few people say don't put your tank next to the window, blah blah blah. I think that's a valid point if you've got the sunlight coming in, because that can create problems. But we're north facing, so therefore we never get the sun. Other than first thing in the morning, you get the sun in the corner. That's about it. So it doesn't really matter.
My tank's north facing as well. It's north facing, so you can have the window open. It's never get direct sunlight on it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Some plants surrounding area.
Plants, that's a good call, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Take the CO2.
I've got my results.
Have you? Oh, told you it's gone up.
Yeah, that's actually gone up. It's gone. I was 0.06 before, so now it's gone up to 0.09.
When did you last test it, Jay? Is that over quite a short period of time, or
about 3 or 4 days ago? This is the one that I used the most, the phosphate one.
Right.
About 3 or 4 days ago it was. 0.09. I'm okay with that. That's all right. I just need to scrub the algae off and it'll be all right.
Yeah, that's a fair point by Woody's reef there.
What did it say? CO2 scrubber. Work out expensive, mate. Yeah, just put another window in. or a pipe, just a big funnel pipe, and then it just brings air in. Ventilation. That plant one will definitely work. That's a smart one, that is. You might have to have a few plants. But that will work.
Come on, Jay, there'll be a jungle in that room. Like this, like David Bellamy.
There is a reef tank in here. There's a reef tank with pH 8.6 somewhere through these trees.
I like that idea as well.
Woody said just put a teaspoon of calc in your ATO and you're good to go. It won't be enough to do any damage.
Yeah.
A quick question on this though, does this calc, does this raise your alkalinity up though?
Yeah, it does. But what he's saying is you don't put much in, because if some people run a calc via their ATO, the issue with that is obviously your ATO, the uptake of that depends on the evaporation. So it could have an impact on your out. But what he's saying is because you put a small amount in there, it doesn't really matter because it won't make it fluctuate by that much, but it could have an impact positive on your pH.
Well, so I have a 25-litre drum that's running. So just put a teaspoon of calc in that 25 drum, give it a shake, and I'm good to go. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
But it's a small amount, I suppose, because it's small. I suppose it depends on how much it then has an impact on it, but it's worth a go because there's not really a risk to your alk spiking or causing a fluctuation.
You know what? I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try it. I wonder where I can get that from. Where do you reckon I can get that from?
Ask Dom. He might have it, or he might be able to get it in for you.
Yeah, because it's something you don't really see. I don't really see it, but then again, I don't really look for it. So
yeah, I mean, it used to be really popular years ago, calc and there's so many different variants, but it's a good way of doing it. So not in this tank, I don't run a refugium. The one in the garage I do, and I run it 24/7, and it grows really well. God knows what the pH would be if I didn't have a refugium in there.
Yeah. Woody's put sits at 8.4. Yeah. Wow. Oh man, I'd love that. I really would love that actually. Ailey has put, I've when I had more people living in my house, I had drilled a hole through the wall. Yeah. I mean, I've heard that's what I just said. I mean, if it's an internal wall, I'd have to drill a hole through into what's called like pantry type thing, out of there, and then it'd have to run underneath with skirting boards, and then along it, and then drill a hole out. It'll just be way too much,
I like Haley's solution in the fact that you just live alone. Yeah. It's easy. Just get rid of everybody out of your
living room, Jay. So that would solve a lot of things.
I've got a reef tank. You're going to have to move out because I want to live alone because it's too much CO2. Get rid of everybody. That isn't somebody who's dedicated to the hobby there. Jay, delicate. I always keep spare vial. Yeah, sometimes I always have to wipe the top of the vial because you get a little bit of powder, and then for some reason the Hannah vials don't always seal when you're shaking. It does my head in that. I don't know why they don't have a little rubber seal on them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you shake them, a little bit of the fluid comes out. Yeah, I have to wipe the head off. Calc from Amazon.
You know what? I'm going to go on Amazon in a minute, then, and I'm going to have a look. I'll get some. I'm just going to.
Might get it for tomorrow or Sunday.
Yeah. Well, I'm on that Prime, so I usually get things delivered straight away anyway. So I'm going to. I'm going to look at that now. Practical Reefers just put what Jay said. Sounds like Haley.
Everyone from the house. That is someone who's dedicated to reefing. Yes, Haley. Everyone out. Or if they're coming in to look at your tank, got to hold your breath. That's brilliant. I love it.
It's brilliant. It's great. It's great.
Another thing is my pH. I don't know if it's an accurate measure because I just use. I know Ross. If Ross is watching, I bet he is in his hotel room. I use this and he slates it, so I don't know how accurate my pH is anyway. So I just have a little pH water checker here.
Yeah.
Which is this one. Which I know Ross, he hates it. He
doesn't like those ones, does he?
No, the pH 10.
What's it reading now, Jay? Test it.
Let's have a look.
Test it. Let's have a look. You've done a phosphate checker test, so you might as well do that. Let's see.
I ain't got time to catch the fish yet. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's between 8.24 and 8.29.
8.24. Hey, that's good.
That is good. But you're right by the window, Jay, aren't you? As you were saying, you have your window open and it's right by it, so you got some good ventilation.
So it's about 8.26 or something. 8.25.
That's really good.
It's all right, yeah. I had the window. The thing is, I have to close the window for the live stream because if I have the light on, by the time I finish the live stream, I've done it a couple of times. There's a forest of insects above, and then they all die and drop in the tank.
free fish food, mate. You know that.
I know. Yeah, but you get like daddy long legs and all sorts in there.
Daddy long legs.
I don't know what the technical term is.
That's this time of year. You get loads of them, don't you?
Yeah, they're just like bombling around. Then they're in the reef, affecting my pH.
The clowns start attacking them.
So I have to close the window for the lives because otherwise all the insects.
Jay's inappropriate comments again. I have to wipe the head off.
Oh dear.
I didn't even notice that one. I do normally notice when I'm doing them, but I didn't spot that one. So what do other people use for pH? Because this one's kind of slated by a few people.
I've got an
Apex. I don't think it is entirely accurate, to be honest.
So I use Apex. Of course, that gives a measurement all the time. That's on your Neptune.
Let's just go back on that one. I do stress when a lot of people want to come down. Let's sit outside around the fire pit. Keep away from us.
Is that because of the fish tank or just generally?
Yeah.
Oh dear. It's going to be a lonely Christmas at Haley's, but the fish is going to be happy and the corals, so that's amazing.
Yeah, all in the snow.
That is dedication.
Right, so for tomorrow, what time are you getting there, you guys? You getting there about 12 after 12?
Yeah.
I'll be there probably 12:30, 1, I think.
Yeah. I'll be there about 12:30.
Yeah, I'll aim for about that, but depends on the traffic.
Yeah.
I've got to go to the Trafford Centre beforehand.
Oh, come on.
Hey, to do?
Jay's under the phone.
Mate, I have to go.
He wants a new tank.
Well,
it opens at 8.
Right. You need what does Trafford Centre opens at 10?
10 o'clock?
10 a.m. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yes. I thought it was 8 o'clock Saturday. No,
mate. No, I've already checked it out. I've already looked. Okay. I'll be there between 12:30, 1, I think.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So don't buy everything up, will you? I want some snails and I want some amino acids. A new tank.
Yeah. I'll get there. Might use my budget all up before you get there, Jay.
I bet you will. Anything that's decent, you'll get it before me. I tell you.
Yeah, I've got. No, listen, I'm only looking for some macros this tomorrow. I think.
So, yeah.
Nice macro frags. Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want really. But some nice, really good
colonies.
Higher end ones. I want the higher end. If there is any, that's if there is any. We'll see. That's what I'm aiming for. But we'll see how it goes.
Steve, this is a record. 38 viewers and 32 thumbs up. Why have you done that? Nearly everyone's giving you a thumbs up.
That's not bad. Well, we did have. I think we had 48 people watching at one point.
Well, to be fair, for watchers versus thumbs up, that is a very good ratio. So well done, mate. It's good hosting.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys, for joining us.
They've obviously missed you.
Hey, Julie, it's not up yet. What? She's trying to stop us 1 minute early. It's only 1:59. Come on, Julie.
She used to be on the minute.
Gotta be on
the second.
Yeah.
She's going to Crackney tomorrow. She needs to go to bed. That's what it'll be.
Cheers, Michael. Thanks for joining us, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Michael.
Yeah, thanks,
really good to see you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
awesome.
like I said, guys, massive thanks for joining us on today's
37. That's bloody ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's good.
I don't know how you're doing this, Steve. What are you doing here?
Because I've been away for 4 weeks, mate.
I'm going away. I'm not on for the next 4 weeks. I'm having a rest. Great job.
Scott Morrison's just turned up.
Oh my God.
It started at 8, mate.
That is brilliant. Like a second to go.
Yeah.
Nice to see you, Scott, mate. At least he's dropped in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right, so like I said, guys, that's the stream up for tonight. Appreciate everyone who's joining in and stuff and leaving comments and asking questions. It's what it's about. Bit of banter, a bit of fun. But for any of you guys that are going to Crackney tomorrow at Crack and Coddles, hopefully we'll see you there. We might not actually recognise your face, so if you come over and say, I'm such and such, but you have to let us know your YouTube or your Instagram, because we probably won't even know you. But yeah, like I said, guys, thanks for watching. And what channel are we on next week? Do we know?
You're on mine.
I can't.
You're on mine.
We're on Paul's next week, so we'll post some up on Instagram, and I'm sure Paul will post something up on Facebook as well. So
Monday-ish. Yeah.
On Instagram.
Probably the first time we get everybody back on. It's all 4 next week, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be. It'll be a full house. That's the first time for a long time.
4 weeks, isn't it? Four.
And have we got? Is there a surprise in the pipeline, Paul? Is there? Or I mean, don't disclose it, but is there something in the pipeline for that one?
I don't think so. Should there be?
No, I just thought. What the world?
That's a surprise. Oh, there's no one here.
I thought there might be 5 at one point next week.
Jay's giving away his peak online.
I've got to better go and do something now, right?
I thought at one point.
Do you know what, Jay? It's absolutely seamless. No one knows. Good comments at the end. I don't know.
Mic drop. See you all tomorrow.
On that bombshell, guys, we'll leave it there. Yeah. So thanks for joining, and I'll see you soon. Take care, guys.
Bye. Have a good one.
Take care.